topic is regarding how LCHF diet helps for diabetics. This is the Epidemiology of Diabetes, posted in 2016. Worldwide, people living with diabetes are 382 million. In Southeast Asia, it is 72 million, and 46% are undiagnosed. This is the survey conducted in Tamil Nadu Government Hospital. In all the patients who came for government consultation over 30 years, they recorded their height, weight, BP, blood sugar, cholesterol. They found that shockingly over 50% of Tamil Nadu citizens are obese and diabetic. This is the projected increase in the number of people with diabetes from 2000 to 2030. Now in India, it is people living with diabetes today is 65 million. Projected in 2030 is around 87 million. These are the people we should target. 1 in 6 people living in America are pre-diabetic. That is 28%. That is those with HbA1c between 5.5 to 6.5. And main global threat is obesity and diabetes, not this bad flu and global warming. Where did we go wrong? In the modern nutrition, the only one thing, lipophobia, fear about fat. That is the most single important commercial driver of the modern nutritional advice. This is the main reason. Diet art hypothesis posted in 1970. They said increased intake of saturated fatty acid will increase plasma LDL and will end up with heart disease. When we decrease saturated fatty acid, naturally will increase carbohydrate intake. This will suppress fat oxidation and ketone metabolism. We will end up with metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, obesity, poor health. Each and every time when we consume food rich in carbohydrate, there will be a surge in insulin secretion. Insulin makes cells to utilize glucose. When this happens again and again over a period of time, cell will resist insulin. Insulin will start converting glucose into fat. That is called insulin resistant. This step, this insulin resistance is the most important step. Insulin resistance is the single most important condition in the global medicine. If you are carbohydrate intolerant, you will become insulin resistant. Your waistline will increase. You will end up with metabolic syndrome, obesity, type 2 diabetes. If you are insulin sensitive more like athletes, you will have normal body weights. So this insulin resistant will end up with atherogenic dyslipidemia, high triglycerides, low HDL, increased number of small LDL, that is small dense OX LDL, which is detrimental to us. The large fluffy LDL is not bad. Increased triglyceride rich remnant lipoproteins, and our hypertension, obesity, gout, type 2 diabetes, all are due to this insulin resistance. These are the signs and symptoms of our insulin resistance. Abdominal obesity, which is common in Indians. Low energy. Will be going on eating more carbohydrates, will end up with low energy. Sugar cravings will be there. Within another 2 hours, you will crave for eating some food if you are taking high carbohydrate diet. Constantly you will be hungry. Your inability to concentrate will be there. Hormone imbalances will be there. As Dayanand said, it lacks most of the nutrients. Your blood pressure will rise. Infertility, main reason is insulin resistance. This PCOD, number of increased PCOD is due to insulin resistance. Inability to lose weight, we are ending up with atherosclerosis, heart disease, non-alcoholic fatty livers, skin tags, PCOS, gouts. Due to hyperinsulinemia, dangers of hyperinsulinemia, neuropsychiatric, gastrointestinal, endocrinal, cancer. We are male patients with erectile dysfunction. Due to increased inflammation, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, circulatory, we are having endothelial dysfunctions, and our Alzheimer's is due to this hyperinsulinemia. When carbohydrates are taken in very low quantity, that is not very low, 10% of our daily need, our body will switch over to its alternative source of energy system, that is called ketosis. It is very well explained by the last two speakers. LCHF, it is low carbohydrate, healthy fat and appropriate protein, not high fat. We are taking only appropriate proteins according to our activity level, that is 30 to 40% of protein, 50 to 60% of fat, and 10% of carbohydrates. If it is 5%, it is called as keto. What is good carb and what is bad carb? The carbohydrates which are coming by non-starchy vegetables, they are good carbs. Bad carbs from our sweets and starchy vegetables, what we are getting is bad carbs. When you take good carbs, you will not have that hypoglycemia within 2 hours. That is the main reason for craving within 2 hours. That will make us to eat unwanted things. This is the balanced diet food pyramid given by our National Institute of Nutrition, where they suggest carbohydrate 50 to 60%, protein 20 to 30%, fat 20 to 30%. Mostly it is by cereals, millets, fruits, vegetables, milk products, pulses, and fats and oils are negligible in that diet. This is US FDA food pyramid. They allow 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereals, rice, pastas, and fruits and vegetables 3 to 5 servings, and fats and oils only they use very sparingly. What we do in keto food pyramids, we take egg, dairy products and meat in larger amount, and vegetables in appropriate quantities, nuts and seeds and berries in small quantities. We are avoiding breads, pastas, sugars, direct sugars, milk, corn, beans and rice. Milk in the initial phase of weight reduction, you can add it in the maintenance phase. This is what happened in keto adaptation. If you take blood sugar less than 50 grams per day, you will be in ketosis. You can go up to 80 to 100 grams in maintenance phase. It will slowly increase if you increase the carbohydrate 150, 200. Dangerous zone is more than 300 grams per day. Normally in our regular food we take around 500 grams carbohydrates per day. This is also explained previously. We are in optimal ketosis. If it goes above 10, it will produce diabetic ketoacidosis. How long to take this diet? Initial phase is adaptation. We'll be taking 35 grams per day of carbohydrates. Next, body will adjust. The violet one is body fat. When the body fat reduces, green one is our dietary fat. We can increase slowly our dietary fat. Initially 25, next during adjustment 40%. You can go up to 70% in maintenance phase. Slowly we are increasing carbohydrates. Initially 5%, 7, 9 and 10. That is carbohydrates, blue. Protein remains the same throughout. Weight reduction will be more in the initial phase. It will be less in the maintenance phase. What you should eat? Vegetables with less carbohydrates, fruits like avocado and dairy products, eggs, wild meats, nuts, avoid our cool drinks, refined processed foods, sugars, grains, beans. Surprisingly, our Facebook online support group is running for the last 5 years. We are able to notice within days or weeks of starting this diet and exercise, we are able to reduce OHA and insulin gradually and stop it completely in type 2. In type 1, we can able to reduce insulin dose, but they cannot stop insulin. We are noticing increase in HDL, decrease in triglycerides, decrease in small dense LDLs, reversal of complications, microvascular, macrovascular complications, because we are keeping HbA1c under control. Reversal of fatty liver, reduction of HbA1c. These are some evidence from low carb high fat diet improves glucoregulation in type 2 diabetes mellitus by reducing post absorptive gluconeogenesis. Next one, metabolic and physiological improvements from consuming a Paleolithic hunter-gatherer type of diet. Even short-term consumption of Paleolithic diet improves BP, glucose tolerance, decreases insulin secretion, increases insulin sensitivity, improves lipid profile without weight loss in healthy sedentary humans. Another study, carbohydrate restriction has a more favorable impact on metabolic syndrome than low-fat diet. This my next speaker, when he is dealing about obesity, he will take. Dietary carbohydrate restriction induces unique metabolic state positively affecting atherogenic dyslipidemia, fatty acid partitioning, and metabolic syndrome. Even in UKPDS results published, out of 10 recommendations, it establishes retinopathy, nephropathy, and possibly neuropathy are benefited by lowering blood glucose level in type 2 diabetes with intensive therapy, which is achieved median of HbA1c of 7. But with this diet, we are able to maintain HbA1c below 5.5 with this diet without drugs. With drugs, if our HbA1c goes below 6.5, we are ending up with hypoglycemia. So we are maintaining at around 7 for diabetic patients with our drugs. With the conventional therapy, with a median of HbA1c of 7.9, the overall microvascular complication rate was decreased by 25%. This is again from UKPDS. Materially increased the evidence that hyperglycemia causes, or it is the major contributor to those complications. Epidemiological analysis of UKPDS data showed a continuous relationship between risk of microvascular complication and glycemia, such that every percentage point decrease in HbA1c, 9 to 8, there was a 35% reduction in the risk of complications. These are the LCHF resources, books. So it is not new. So many books are there. You take your own time, do research, read all these books, then start this diet. Any change, as a doctor, we will accept it after analyzing the thing only. These are the YouTube videos by the famous doctors. You can watch. Each video will be running for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, some videos for 1 hour. From famous Tim Noakes, Gary Tubes, many videos are there. We are waiting for this day. Food with warning that it contains carbs. This is our Tamil Facebook group, started in 2013, www.facebook.com/groups/Tamil Health. You know how many members are there in this group? Please guess. It is 3.5 lakhs now. This is started not by a doctor. This is started by a professor for MBA students. He is from Coimbatore, now working in US, Mr. Neander Selvan. These are our various Facebook groups. Arokyaman Nalvalu is our basic groups. It is 3.36 lakhs members. And ancestral foods, it is especially for diabetics, nearly 36,000 members are there. Arokya Unavugal is there for recipes, both veg and non-veg. 1.57 lakhs members. Most of the ladies, whatever they cook, they will post photos, and how they cook, they will post in the immediate next minute, they will post in that group. And the next one is regarding where to buy these product supplements. For non-Tamil speaking people is Paleo-LCHF Diet India. Dr. Paramesh is the member in that group. We got introduced by that group only. Nearly 34,000 members are there. Paleo changed my lifestyle. Nearly 15,000 people, they wrote their success story. You can read one by one how they started this thing in the last 5 years, how they achieved, how they continued, what their treatment. In this Facebook group, separate Facebook group is there for doctors in Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram. In our WhatsApp group, there is no place. It is always full. If one doctor goes out, immediately another doctor comes and joins. These are the books written by Neander Selvan regarding paleo diet. English e-book is there in our Facebook. You can download and read the English e-book. And the next one is regarding diabetes, how to win diabetes by, it is also by a software engineer, Sivaram Jagadisan. He is a type 1 diabetes for the last 29 years. These are the investigations our Facebook group asks people to do before starting this diet. Thyroid profile, cardiac risk markers, pancreas profile, liver profile, electrolytes, bone markers, lipid profile, hemogram, diabetic screen, iron deficiency, and to rule out renal microalbumin and other things. This is my story. I was diabetic from 30 years for the last 16 years before I started this diet. 2015, I came to know about this diet from head of the department endocrinology, JIPMER. He was my UG classmate. He said, some of my patients are following this diet. Why can't you try this diet? I said, no, my endocrinologist said, it is already 15 years old, it should start with insulin because my HbA1c is 10. He said, give a try for 3 months. If it is not working, go and start insulin. To my surprise, within starting days of treatment, my sugar level is started dropping. At the time, I was taking gliptin, metformin 1 gram, and Janumet in the night, and glimepiride metformin in the morning. So after 1 week, I stopped Janumet and continued with the glimepiride metformin. Then after 1 week, again it is reduced. It is constantly, it is below 100. So I started with metformin twice a day. With metformin also it was decreasing. So I started OD metformin. After 2 months, I stopped all the drugs. After 2 months, my HbA1c was 7. Then without drugs, I again checked it after 2 months. It was 6. After 8 months, after stopping 6 months of my drugs, my HbA1c was 5.5. My weight reduction was stopped in the optimal level. According to my height is 172, my ideal weight is 65, and it has stopped. It will not go very below, it will stop in your BMI. These are my results. I did 4 times in the last year. My HDL increased from 43 to 61, triglycerides not increased. My high sensitive CRP sign of inflammatory marker is decreased very much. My HbA1c has decreased without drugs to 5.5. My urine microalbumin is below 2.5. Last green one is my drugs. I stopped in 2 months. Again, I continued with D3 supplements and omega-3. Now I am only taking omega-3 and biotin because some hair loss is there. I am taking biotin supplements. Other drugs I am not taking. My BP is also under control. This is Mr. Sivaram Jagadisan, who wrote a book, How to Win Diabetes. He is from Erode. He settled in US. He is type 1 diabetes for last 29 years. He is able to lead life with the minimal dose of insulin. And this is Mr. Mohammed Arun, our member. He is in Dubai. He is from Dindukal, Tamil Nadu. Post CABG, 17 years diabetic. Before starting this diet, he is in this diet for the last 8 months. He was 93 kg, now he is 72 kg, and his HbA1c is 7.5, now it is 5.4. He is on constant follow-up with his cardiologist. We suggest all our group members to taper drugs, to do investigation, to get advice, everything from their personal physician, not from Facebook group. They should reduce the drugs, they should do repeat investigation. If they are cardiac patient, they should continue the cardiac drugs with the diet. They should not stop cardiac drugs if they are post-CABG, or they should get their consent from their nephrologist or cardiologist before starting this diet. This slide is shown already. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridicule. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Like this, LCHF will be accepted in the near future. Thank you.